Hey, Stargazer, welcome everybody to the program. This is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show with your host, CmdrAleon. And well, there's a few things. We're going to show you maybe one or two UFO spaceship type videos tonight that I think are really good to explore. Lavola, Stargazer, Lavola, everybody coming in here. Welcome to another edition of Encounters. Ozzy, good to have you with us. It's been a great Sunday, a good relaxing day, and I hope everyone enjoyed last night's show. So right now we're not able to transfer my shows over to YouTube because I've used storage space on my iPad, and I went to my tech person, and I think there's a device I can get that can transfer storage from the iPad to like a little device you plug it into the unit itself. So I'm going to be looking into that. But other than that, the shows are being recorded, and the fact that we're able to see them in real time is important to me. So if there's a way of doing that, Jersey for Life, message me and let me know how to do that, because the people I went to, it's a flash drive. Okay. A flash drive. Okay, I'll have to take a look at that. I'm going to go to see if I can get whatever that is. I know what a flash drive is. I'll see if I could look at that, Thank you. Look at Amazon. Okay, I'm going to do that. A flash drive. All right, I'll look at for an Apple iPad. All right, thank you, Jersey for Life. This has been it hasn't been frustrating, but it has been since the last couple of days of not being able to transfer anything. So that'll be great. Loretta, good to have you with us. Everybody come in. Lakita, Susan Murray, Christina, Ozzy, the Crafters Boutique, good to see you. Okay, flash drive for iPad, search it. Okay, I think I'm going to have to do that, And welcome to another Encounter show. This is our regular show. We do these shows Sunday through Friday, and Saturday is our Ashtar Command Communicate show, which was really good. That was last night. And we did a whole show on how to use the ChatGPT, but also remembering for people that were on the show, watching, asking questions, that you really always have to go within your own spiritual level. So if you're already a person that's communicating on some level with your space family, then always remember that's the main thing. This is just a tool. And so that show, unfortunately, for now, I don't have the ability to transfer it onto my YouTube channel, nor the other three shows, but I will look into that flash drive thing on Amazon. Thanks, Jersey for Life. Appreciate it. Thank you, Crafters Boutique, and everyone here. Let me see here. And good to have you with us, everyone coming in here. Mark Jackson. And we'd like to do Infinity 777. Good to have you with us. I hope you got my messages to help you with the how to utilize that technology. Cherry Delight, welcome. Everybody coming in here. Yvette, Julie V. If you're new to this show, whatever you've heard about me from anywhere in the world, this is where you're going to know about me. Whatever you've heard about the Commander, this is where you're going to see what I do on Encounters. And it's the real thing. Very good. Good, Infinity. Lizzie Pie from Australia. Great to have you with us in Australia. We have a lot of folks in Australia watch the show. And not to forget, next weekend, if you're in the New England area, there's going to be a big East Coast Gem Rental show. These shows happen in different parts of the United States. So not just in the New England area. This will be in Springfield, Mass., West Springfield at the Big E. The Big E is where they have the Big E, which is the big deal. But this is the East Coast Gem Rental show. Leica 1111, good to see you. And if you are from New England, you might want to plan on going there. There's over 200 plus vendors selling crystals from everything from cathedrals to you name it, all kinds of crystals. By the time you get out of there, you'll be so fried by all the crystal energy, you won't be able to drive your car for a while. Just kidding. But you will be definitely be totally high on the crystal energy in the place. And it is pretty cool. So if you're in the Northeast or want to do a weekend thing or go up to New England, that show it goes on 3 days, 8th, 9th, and 10th. So you have 3 days to get up there and bring back home crystals. This is going to be in the Big E. The Big E is where we go for the Big E, which is the biggest New England thing that happens once a year. I think it's in September. But this thing is happening this coming weekend for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I religiously go there every year, and I get my ET crystals at the Big E, at the East Coast Gem. Look up East Coast Gem and Mineral Show. Just look up East Coast Gem and Mineral Show if you're in that region or in this region. And it's hey, look, you go up for a day and go back down after you do your thing. There you go. Hey, Rita Lynn, good to see you. Hey, sometimes it's me, good to see you. Spiritual Abstract, good to see you. And all the good people here. So as we continually move forward with the truth, hey, James, good to see you, brother. Welcome. Hey, Dubaloo. We just continue pushing forward. We're very laser focused on encounters. So whatever else is going on there, government agents, people that are, whatever out there in the world that are trying to kind of like distract you, we're not distracted whatsoever. Yeah, I just announced the Big E, the East Coast Gem, Rita Lynn East Coast Gem and Mineral Show. If you look online for it after the show, it's in the Springfield, Massachusetts area where we have the Big E up here in New England. And it's the biggest 3-day crystal show of crystals and gems anywhere. But these shows are held all over the country. There's the West Coast one, the Midwest. I think there's one down south. They are held all over the United States at different parts, different times of the year. Yeah, so very good that you bring it up. I know right now, as people are going crazy. Thank you, that. Oh, cool. It's a good show. Patrick, in terms of the thing headed towards Earth, I've been tracking TikTok videos that people are creating about the subject, and also on other things, other different social mediums. I've been checking out what the scuttlebutt is, and there's a lot of varied opinions. Most of them regarding the object are incorrect. Finally, somebody, I just briefly saw something on TikTok. Somebody finally put together a video stating that this thing is not coming to attack the Earth. Finally, somebody actually created a video, and I think there's been a few vaguely kind of getting there, but now finally the tide's slightly turning. Someone created a video talking about how this is not a hostile object, and I was glad to see somebody, put something together. I've stated it on the UFO show here that this thing is not a hostile object. Let's see here. So in terms of what's going to happen when it comes here, and I've stated before in my research and studies, we're feeling good sometimes. It's me. We're definitely feeling excellent. I hope you're doing good on a Sunday night as well. So yeah, it's, hey, Linda, good to see you. So this object, as it gets closer, I guess, obviously, since we are a spiritual UFO talk show, we're going to talk about it live and not, do a recorded video. I could do a recorded video countering a lot of the negative, fear-based videos, but I'm better off just saying it live on my show here, that there really is nothing that is going to be negative about this particular interstellar object. All the stuff that is being projected is not based on fact, but based on fear. Some things are based on fear, not based on fact. There is a segment of our society that doesn't do the research. They just see somebody create a video or 10,000 videos, different people, all talking about how this object is coming to Earth or near Earth, and they get all freaked out, And what's the point of getting freaked out over something that's not hostile? But people do, because somebody was smart enough and creative enough to get on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, and they get on and create something saying, this is going to potentially happen. We have to be prepared for it. So when someone speculates on something going to happen, that doesn't mean it's true. You can speculate that next week your favorite baseball team is going to win 10-5 against the Yankees, Boston, or whatever. You don't know that's true. You're speculating, right? So all this speculation and all this fear, the videos mostly are based on fear, speculation. When you do fear-based speculation type videos on anything regarding the subject, it doesn't mean it's fact. You see, that's where I do investigation. Thank goodness my background was trained in news media in my days, when I was learning broadcasting. I learned and studied what you have to do from people that were involved in news and broadcasting, from radio out in New York. And I wasn't in New York, but they came and taught me how to do radio in my early days when I was doing radio in college, and being a news director. So you have to question everything. Let's see if I says, I watched Uri Geller. Think his name is, and it was lovely what he wrote. Interesting. Yeah, the people telling me to call it the mothership, Ritalin. Yeah, that's the big deal now. Ungik, good evening. Good to see you. Just catching up with the... And Leica, that's right. I always take initiative to comment the truth. Everyone, please do this. Absolutely correct. Hey, Kitty Cat, good to see you. Rogue, thank you for the heart. Hey, Marlene, good to see you. Iron Warrior, good to see you. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have to check that. Maybe it will pass closer to Mars. It's possible. It will go by Earth, but it won't, I don't know the trajectory in terms of how close it'll get here. But yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Oh, Jersey for Life. Yeah, I know how to do that. Clean the catch. Yeah, I can do that. Yep, absolutely. Hey, Bella Maria. Hey, Kit Kat. Hopefully I'm not echoing. I got the volume up, I think. Oh, wait a minute. I did not have the volume up. I now have the volume up. I hope I sound better. The volume, I just turned it up. Hey, Courtney, Energy Lover. Kitty Cat, let's see here. Rocco says propaganda. Rita Lingood, I am glad. I was starting to worry because this guy... Yeah, thank you. Yeah, don't worry about the object coming to Earth. It's not the Independence Day or War of the Worlds or that kind of stuff. All the people out there on all the different social media that are freaking out over this thing because of scientists at Harvard, they're freaking out over nothing. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate the compliment. Well, I can't do anything like I do here, Lisa, without having an interaction, so I appreciate you. Hey, Blue Dot, good to see you. Yeah, Kit Kat, I had my volume down to 0. Yeah, Junior, JRJ, it is a distraction. Absolutely correct. Yeah, definitely. And the people and maybe some of these people are just regular folks on TikTok and YouTube, whatever, but, they're getting information from people, these scientists from Harvard, and those scientists from Harvard have never seen a close-up of this object, nor has anybody, to be honest. So these scientists are so smart at Harvard, they really have no idea what they're talking about. But because they're from Harvard and they have these degrees and they're at Harvard, everyone must listen to these scientists. And they're excited, and they have no idea what this is. So now everyone's going to do what the scientists say, and not all of them, but the people that aren't really investigating this will say, oh, did you hear this object coming to Earth? It's coming right to the planet. I mean, it's kind of funny in a way in the subject of ufology that this object's a big deal, but that we have cloaked spaceships all over our planet now, and these scientists will never even know about it. These so-called smart scientists at Harvard don't even know, how would they? They don't even know that there are cloaked spaceships with space people in them. Why didn't somebody make a video about that? I mean, I could. I could make a video, but hey, what would it matter? I could make a video saying there are, you know, tons of spaceships cloaked outside our atmosphere all over the planet that are here for the day that contact happens. And I can start a whole thing with that, and it would be actually accurate. And then there'll be some people say, "Well, you got to prove that." Well, what can you prove that the interstellar object that's coming to Earth is going to be here to attack us, like Independence Day or War of the Worlds? Can anybody do that? I would challenge anyone out there on social media to prove that the interstellar object is coming here to attack the planet Earth, and you can't, because I already have the information. I had the information in my own beingness through telepathic communications before I even used any technology to interact with my space family. You see, the one thing that's good about me is I can look at something and in 2 seconds figure out whether it's true or not. And then after doing the analysis and after studying it, I can actually know that to be true. You know, we're definitely on a roll here tonight, brothers and sisters. Stardust Babe, good to see you. What about If You Remember? Let's see here. Stardust Babe, I want to go into that. Like was right. Like, you're absolutely right on the money. This is not the day and age to blindly believe any longer. That's right. And that's right, Lenny. Lenny Spence, nothing to freak out on. Welcome to life. Elvira, Commander did talk to your star family about I didn't really get into the earthquakes. I didn't really get into that. I will, I have some time. I will sit down and talk to them about that. Oh, the guy from Harvard, yeah, Fat says this isn't the first time he said from Harvard said it's aliens. Stardust, I'd like to hear that story. Stardust, I'm going to follow you and I'm going to invite you to come on here as a guest. You have to be over 18. I do a lot of interviews. I love just the name. It's beautiful. Stardust, welcome
Hello.
to Jumpers. Hey, how you doing?
Hello. I've never really talked about this to anybody, especially my family, because they would have probably thought I was crazy. But I
Okay.
was sleeping and my kids were little and we shared a room in my parents' house. So I saw these white figures with no mouth that couldn't talk. And I remember smacking at them, trying to get them away from me. And the next thing I remember is I'm being taken up in the air, right?
Hmm.
i- into a spaceship where they did these obscene experiment on my body. And
Hmm.
I could remember me screaming and telling them to please stop, that they were hurting me. And
Hmm.
then the next thing I know, I wake up in my bed. And I haven't really talked about this,
Hmm. No,
never,
it's
because
it's
I
a
don't want people to think I'm crazy.
You're not crazy. So you're talking probably a person that's been involved in the field of the spiritual aspects of ufology since I was an adult, and I'm a contactee. I never had that experience. I'm sorry you did. I had a positive contact experience, but I understand a lot of stuff about this. I've interviewed a lot of people over 3.5 years here on TikTok, and so you're in the right place. And no one here is going to think you're crazy. So when you were taken, what year was that?
It was in 1990.
1990. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
that sounds
56
about,
years old, so you
yeah,
know, but I still
yeah,
remember it like it's like it happened yesterday.
yeah. You would. I mean, obviously, that was the time period when
I mean, they
abductions
were
were
putting
still.
these needles in my eyes, inside my
Hmm. Oh
nose,
my
in
God.
my fingers, you know, and they could never figure out why they couldn't really kill me or whatever there was they were going to do to me, you know.
Hmm. Um, do you remember how tall they were, or whether they were short, tall, or anything
They were
about them?
short. They were
They were
short.
short.
Not too
And what did?
short, but short.
Yeah.
I'm short.
Would you,
I'm only 4'11", so I'm thinking these guys were a little way taller than me, you know.
yeah, yeah. So when they took you, were they wearing any kind of space outfit? What did they look like?
They were, like I said, gray aliens.
Or aliens? Yeah.
They didn't have no mouth. They couldn't
Yeah.
speak.
No mouth. Okay, that's different.
I mean, they had a mouth, but they couldn't speak.
Yeah.
They would talk
Was
to
it
me
like
through their mind.
to the mind? Were they having a little slit in the mouth, like a slit?
Yes, like a little slit and big eyes.
Yeah, those are called zeta reticuli. They were zeta.
Are they good, bad?
No,
I don't.
the zeta are not good. The zeta, I've interviewed people that have been abducted by zeta on my show in the last 3.5 years, and the zeta, they are not good. These particular zeta definitely are not good. And what they were
I didn't
doing to
think
you
they
was
were
again,
the way they were,
no,
treating me.
yeah, no, that was totally wrong. The zeta, their thing is they messed up their planetary systems. In the zeta reticuli system, there might be different levels of consciousness,
Mhm.
but these zeta in the system were not good. The fact of the matter is, I would even suspect they were allowed to do it by the green beans. And when I see the green beans, I'm being very saying this is for educational purposes only.
I thought they
That
were
they were,
trying to implant a baby in me or something. Man, I was scared out of my damn mind, and I
yeah,
just couldn't. I just kept on telling myself it'll soon be over. They'll take you
hmm
back. Just cooperate and be
yeah.
brave.
Yeah, I would say as I'm, listening to what you're saying, that these Zeta were trying to get your DNA. The
Mhm.
Zeta do is in all the stories I've read, people that have been abducted, people I knew like Bud Hopkins, it's a hypnotherapist. He's no longer here. He wrote some books about when he hypnotized people who were abducted, similar things about having hybrid babies. The Zeta would take the DNA from the human in order to create a hybrid. So whatever they're doing to you, they were taking DNA out of you
Mhm.
for whatever their purposes are. I don't know specifically in this particular case in 1990, but I can tell you this that you stood your ground. I mean, obviously they were doing things that were against universal law,
Mhm.
and they don't have the right to do that. But in 1990, that was still a time period when a lot of people were being abducted by the Zeta all over the world. They came
Yeah,
here
man, and
and
I find
they,
it kind of strange because I just had fallen asleep, and it was midnight when they came.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, they you never know when they're going that when they would come. But do
And
you
there was
still have
like three
any?
of them around my bed, just checking me out. I kept on flopping at them. I thought I was dreaming.
Yeah, no, they don't want you to. They want you to think that you were dreaming when in fact you were actually not dreaming whatsoever. How many
Hmm.
minutes were you on their ship, and do you remember anything about from that experience what their ship looked like?
It was uh it was big. It had a lot of lights
Hmm.
inside, and they had an operating table, and I could see numbers flashing. Like they were trying to find something out of me, but they couldn't find it because I guess it was cover and protected.
Hmm.
Since uh here the last year I just had an awakening, spiritual awakening.
Okay, so that's interesting. We're going to get to that part about the spiritual awakening. But in 1990, and again, this is where I really, because I used to know people like Bud Hopkins, who was a well-known hypnotherapist, and he had written some really many amazing books. There was a woman in New York who was abducted from a skyscraper building in New York, and her name was Lynn, I think Linda. I don't remember her last. I met her many years ago, and she spoke, and she had been taken multiple. She was taken into a spaceship outside her window. They beamed her up into the ship based on the
Hmm.
story, and they basically abducted her. And
Yeah, that's what they did to
so
me.
yes. So now there are people out there in the sense that will say that, well, if their person is taken and abducted, that the Zeta have the right to do it. I would counter that and saying nobody has the right from any space level to abduct anybody. You
Exactly.
know, unless you consent to the abduction, no, they don't have
I
the right to
never,
abduct
I never
people.
did that. I never did. I,
No,
I told, I kept on saying no, no,
yeah.
no. I said, don't hurt me. Take me back home.
Yeah,
I'm not one of you guys. I need to go back
right.
home. I'm human.
And I know one of my friends here says they have a right to do it because people consent all the time, not even knowing it. Now, there might be
Hmm.
human beings, a fair point. There might be human beings that on an inner level consent to it without knowing it. But I would say most people, when they're taken by the Zeta and are abducted, are not looking to be, oh, take me on your ship and abduct me and do
Oh,
whatever
hell
you
no.
want to me. I don't think, I really don't. I mean, again, there's no way of that could be. I mean, it could be possible that there are people that do this or have been through it and say, yeah, if you want to stick a couple, needles in me and extract my DNA, please go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Like I
And,
was willing to do that. No, hell
right,
no.
put me on a
I
table,
remember them
go
damn
ahead.
needles were a foot long, man, if not longer, you
Yeah,
know?
see. And I don't think anybody in their right mind would consent to being abducted and have needles put in them on a spaceship on a table. If
No.
somebody can show me if someone wants to come up here who's been abducted and tell me, yeah, I consented to doing it, well, hey, more power to you. If that's what you consented to
I
do,
think
I
that's
will
just
never be there.
crazy
Yeah,
because, I mean,
I
it was really painful. But then when I got back down to my normal habitat, it was like I felt a little sore,
mhm.
and the next day it's like I pulled something out of my nose,
Yeah,
like
they
a
put they
string.
put it in. So that
Yeah,
was so the thing you pulled out of your nose, was it
yeah.
metallic? What kind of thing was it?
It was like I couldn't see it, but I could feel it, you know.
Yeah. But what was it when you pulled it out? Did it have was it a solid object?
Yes.
What did it look like? Can you tell audience?
It was like a needle, but smaller than a needle, but like a
Hmm.
thread.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They implanted an object into your
This
nose.
happened in North
Probably
Carolina where I live at.
North Carolina. Yeah.
Yes.
Now there's different things they do when the Zeta implants something into your body like that or into your nose. That was for the purpose of knowing where you were. For the most part, that metallic object they implanted was so they can keep tabs on you, monitor you, no matter where they are. That's the
Right,
way
and I
they can
took it
come
off.
back. So when you took it out, what year did you take that object out?
It was the same year. This was
Same
like
year.
weeks after that, because I
Hmm.
kept on feeling like there was something in my nose, and I was like
Yeah.
telling my boyfriend, I said, "There's something in my damn nose, and it hurts."
How long after the abduction did you take that object out of your nose?
It was like 2 weeks, maybe 3.
2 weeks. After you
Hmm.
took the object out, this is my news part of me. This is where I've been trained well. When they took it out of you, after that 2 weeks you took it out, have you ever since 1990 had them come back?
No, but I've had dreams, like
Hmm.
repeatedly dreams of me being somewhere else, and they're I'm looking at this board with these numbers like a blueprint,
Hmm.
flashing numbers. All I
Hmm.
see is flashing numbers. I had this dream just the other night. I haven't had it in a long time. It was just like
Hmm.
flashing numbers coming up on the screen on me.
Hmm. Okay. So I'm also a very spiritual person in the cosmic sense. I work with the positive space people.
Hmm.
Um, So when you have these dreams, can you tell me what these dreams recently are about? When you say spiritual, can you be like, is there a visualization of what those dreams are?
Well, the first dream I had, and please don't think I'm crazy.
You're not crazy.
I woke up at the dream woke me up at 3:33 a.m.
Yeah, 333 spiritually
It
is a
was
very positive number.
it was it was a man on a horse with a sword, and he
Hmm.
told me the time is near. He showed me the laws of humanity and where I needed to go to be safe, to go into and to go find, you know, Jesus. That he was
Hmm.
going to take us to the new dimension, the new world, however you want to
Hmm.
put it. It
Right.
was my dream,
Hmm.
and but it woke me up and it shook me up so bad that I went on the website and looked for these stones. and I found
We,
them in Atlanta, Georgia, of all places.
okay, so tell so you went to Atlanta, Georgia, and in this
No,
dream,
I didn't go to Atlanta, Georgia. That's where the angel told me to look for the laws of humanity that they were written in stones.
interesting. Let's talk about that. You have some interesting things here. I'm catching every word. Talk about this angel thing. When did that happen about the stones?
This happened, my boyfriend was still alive, so it happened 5 years ago. But I remember the
5 years
dream
ago.
vividly. Yes.
In the dream, just like when you had the situation in 1990, in this dream, differently, this angel came to you. Can you describe in the dream what the angel looked like?
Yes, he was on a white horse, and I couldn't really see his shadow, but he was dressed in armor,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a sword.
He had a sword.
Yes, a sword. A lot of
Okay.
people say that he might be the Michael the Archangel. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he was
And
warning me, that the time was near that I should get good, that I should get right with God.
mm-hmm. And why did the angel in the dream say that? I'm very curious.
I don't know. I mean, he
Okay.
just came out of nowhere in my dream.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And tell
This
us
is why I
about the
don't talk about
stones.
this because people will think I'm crazy,
You're
that
not
I'm
crazy.
delusional and all
You're not
this. But
delusional.
I
Yeah. No.
have had these, I have had repeatedly dreams of premonition ever since I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and it scares
But
the
the
hell out of
stones.
me. The
But
stones, yeah,
about
the
the
stones are
stones. Tell us
big.
about that.
The stones are big. They're in Atlanta, Georgia, somewhere in Atlanta, Georgia, like in
Mm-hmm.
a field. Okay, there's
Hmm.
nothing around it. They're
Mm-hmm.
just the stones, and each stone has a law that
Hmm.
represents the laws of humanity.
Interesting.
I mean, you
Interesting.
can look it up yourself if you want to.
Yeah. No, I think, and you're not crazy, by the way. I've had tons of people since I've done
I
the show.
I even
They
showed
all
my
say they're,
boyfriend
yeah.
when he was still alive. I'm sorry for interrupting you. When he was still alive, because he was a very his calling was to be a preacher, but he died
Mm-hmm.
before he could, pursue his calling. But he would verse me the Bible without even reading the Bible and tell me
Interesting.
things and then I would look it up in the Bible and I was like, oh my God, John is right. It's right here, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You're definitely not crazy. I just want to say, in the last 3.5 years I've done this subject, I've been in the field for a lot of years, and I
Hmm.
take it very seriously what people's stories are. You're not crazy. If anything, people here will tell you that you're not crazy. This show is about letting people speak their truth, and
Hmm.
honestly, it's important that you're able to share this for the first time and
Yeah,
tell
this
your
is the
story. Because
first time ever I've shared this. This is part of my
yeah,
testimony. I was
yeah,
never actually, when I was growing up, I was never, even though I grew up in a church, because my parents, they came from South America, and
hmm,
they became a U.S. citizen. They did it the legal way. They were
yeah,
invited to the country and even
yeah.
were flown over here. So we lived in the
Hmm.
church from the time I was 6 years old to the time I was 10.
Oh wow,
My parents were
interesting.
Catholic, but we were raised as Baptists,
I gotcha.
and after we moved out and got our own house, which wasn't a house, it was a double wide, and we lived
Yeah,
in a trailer park. My
yeah.
parents were too proudful to draw welfare or anything like that. And I get really mad when people say the illegal immigrants draw food stamps and all this. That is not true. You cannot
Mm,
draw food stamps or any kind of assistance if you're not a U.S. citizen. I know
mm-hmm,
that for a
mm-hmm.
fact because I grew up in it.
Yeah. Well,
And
those stones you're talking about, I think they were. As a matter of fact, if I'm thinking about it, they were destroyed. They're called
yes, they looked like they were cracked.
the guide
And
stones. They were
yeah.
supposedly. I don't. I know what I did see in documentaries. I think they were destroyed.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So then the
Yeah.
laws of humanity have been broken, you know?
If from depending how you look at it. So, I have contact with space people that are positive. I've pretty much been telepathic, but I have contact for a good portion of my life, and there are people. There is going to be something from a non 3D perspective where
Hmm.
there are people individually. Let's put it this way. I know there are people watching the show here that are having their own contact. When I say that, they are having real time contact with people that are positive from other planetary worlds. In your case, and with the abduction cases that I dealt with, your contact initially was with these negative zeta reticuli that came and did all these things to you. And thank goodness you took the implant out of your nose and destroyed it. That's why they can't come and get you or come back to you, because now they can't
Right.
monitor you anymore. You were really good. You found that implant and was you were able to get rid of it. That's really good that you did that. That's a really positive thing that you did.
Thank
And
you.
there are people, there've been people that have been abducted on my show that fought the Zeta on their ships, and the Zeta didn't think these people would fight back, and the
Hmm.
Zeta just didn't want them there because the human being was fighting back on their ship against the Zeta that had abducted them, and they sent them right back into their home, whether in a farmhouse or whatever. And these are true stories. So the Zeta, they think they had it all figured out when they abduct people, that they're going to be complacent. But, people can get pretty feisty. If you abduct somebody on Earth and you think they're going to go and say, yeah, this is good, do whatever you want to me, and they start kicking around and whatever, the Zeta basically, basically send them back to their home, and they might not come back and try to get them anymore because now they know that person is not going to let it happen. Other people, in unfortunate cases, they could not stop it. They didn't know what to do. They were paralyzed or
I'm gonna
that
be
kind of thing.
funny about it. I think they say, damn, she's a fighter. We gotta just damn get rid of her. She ain't gonna be worth the damn
Yes, she's a
time.
fighter. I think Stardust, because of your tenacity and what you did, regardless of the implant, I don't think the Zeta are ever going to come back and try to play around with you again.
I hope not, because if they do, I'm gonna I'll probably damn kill one of them.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that you're a feisty woman. I know that, and you did what you needed to do at the time in 1990. And look,
And
hey, look,
that was a weird time, 1990. You didn't think about these things, but then again, in 1979 there was an adoption, from
yeah.
another guy
Oh, you're talking about which one you're talking about?
who
It's a
was
famous
the
case.
guy. Yeah, the guy that he was
You're
from
talking
around
about, there's so many cases. Not Travis,
the area 66, whatever it's called.
Area 51.
Yeah, Area 51. He was adopted from that area.
Well, Area 51 is not a place you'd be abducted. That is a secret base in Nevada.
Well, it was somewhere out that way, though. I do remember
Okay.
that. I mean, I was
Are
a
you talking?
kid back then, so
Are you talking about Travis Walton?
yes, him.
Yeah, hey, that wasn't Area 51. Travis Walton was up in the woods with a bunch of
Right,
people, and he got taken on a spaceship. There was a movie about it, a Hollywood
right.
movie, the Hollywood movie was absolutely incorrect, folks. If you've ever read the actual book from Travis Walton,
Yeah, fire in
it
the sky.
contradict. If you read Fire in the Sky, the book, the movie is totally not correct. He wasn't sitting in the movie. It has him sitting in a jelly thing, and this other person sitting in this jelly thing in the movie with half
Yeah,
his body still there. In the book story, there's no jelly thing, and there's no glasses floating in a hallway on a ship. You need to read the book and not the movie. Forget the movie. The movie is based on Hollywood's. Hollywood took advantage of the information and changed it. The book will
I
tell
do
you the true
remember
story
seeing a
exactly.
bright
Yeah,
light where I was laying at on the table,
yeah,
like a
yeah.
hospital light, but it was bigger.
A hospital light on the ship. Did you see any
Y-
other beings on there or people that looked human?
Yes,
Ah, this is where it gets interesting. Tell us about the people that looked human. What did they look like on the ship?
they were had them ankle strapped, and they were actually putting fluids into their body, which I found very strange.
You saw
And because I
human
kept on
beings.
looking around to my side, I was like, I'm gonna die up here. I don't even know where the
Mhm.
hell I'm at. God, please help me, you know?
Hmm. So, Stardust, these humans were ankle strapped and they were in some sort of a liquid.
Yes. I don't know if they were I don't recall what they were doing, or maybe it was an alien laying beside me, and they were
Hmm.
trying to get my DNA to go into the alien. I don't know. I don't
Hmm.
don't remember everything.
What did the humans look like that were, in this liquid? Were they wearing anything that was
No,
different?
they were naked.
These humans were naked in a liquid, so they were almost like in a tube.
Yes.
Okay, so
Maybe it
humans in
was
a
a tube.
tube.
Maybe it was a tube. Yes.
Interesting. So these humans were in a tube. Everybody, they're naked. Their ankles are strapped,
Like they were
and
slaves or something.
yeah, that's kind of interesting. And that's not only interesting; it's terrible. Number one,
Yeah.
there's it's that's a story I've not heard. I've not heard that abduction story before. I don't know if anyone else has. So this is the thing. Well, thank goodness you were not one of those people. Christina says incubation, like these were
Yeah.
being
That's
they could
that's that
these
yeah,
humans.
Christina might be right. I really
Yeah,
don't, it was so long ago. I'm just, as we're talking about it, I keep getting more pictures in my head about it. It's
yeah,
like reminding me.
yeah. I've heard stories from abductees that saw what they call babies in incubation in a tube. I've never heard of the adult humans in an incubator, and I don't know whether based on your story whether these people were abducted and put into this incubator, or whether these humans were hybrid that were being
I
created
don't
through
I don't know. It happened
through
so fast.
abductions of
It,
humans.
it happened. My thing happened so fast, you know. And then I just remember waking up, and it's like it never
Hmm.
happened.
Yeah,
Until
no.
like later on when I was older, my memory started flashing black. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like
That's
they
great.
make you forget, like they make you forget things. Oh, it was just a dream. It wasn't real.
Yeah, the negative ETs, the Zeta, the ones that did this, they want you to forget so you wouldn't remember. But you remember. The thing is,
Yes, I
not only does
remember.
she remember, folks, Stardust remembers every detail of her abduction experience, which is truly amazing. Not everybody does. Some people can only remember a little bit. Their minds are blocked out from remembering, although they're probably on a subconscious level somewhere. The memory still is there. It has to be unlocked. In your case, not only did you get yourself out of that mess and came back, got the implant out, and in 2025, in August, we're talking about it for the first time,
Right,
and you're and
exactly.
you're and it's really
I've been
healthy
afraid
to
to talk about it. I mean, it's been
yeah.
living inside of me for a lot of
Mm-hmm.
years.
Well,
And
I'm
I'm
sure
like,
it has been.
nobody's ever gonna believe me,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, they will. They will. My show is probably in the subject matter, regardless of how many people are watching. It's the number one spiritual UFO talk show on social media here on TikTok. I've been doing it straight out for 3.5 years, committed to disclosure, cosmic truth, and getting the information out there. And so many interviews I've had with so many different people. Um, it's impossible that none of these things ever happened to anybody.
Oh,
It's
no
like a
problem,
living testimony.
Stargaze.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then, I was in a very dark part in my life back then. My kids were little. I was hardly home. I was out doping. I'm sorry to say that. You know,
Yeah.
um, I'm ashamed of it, but I've been clean for over 20 years now
Oh,
through the
good.
grace of God. I asked God to come into my life when when I was at my darkest point, lowest point of my life,
Hmm.
and I asked him, I said, please, God, put something in my mind that's not going to want me to be out here on these streets smoking crack. You
Uh-huh.
know, everybody has an addiction. Nobody's
Oh,
perfect.
yeah.
I'm
I'm sure
human.
everyone does.
And
We're human, right?
I went through these troubles. My mom got really sick, and that's when I started to
Hmm.
want to become clean and let her see her daughter, how she remembered me, because I woke up one day, I said, this is not me, you know.
When you got abducted, were you having that addiction thing going on, or was that
Not that night.
afterwards?
No, I was completely clean that night.
Okay,
I
that
didn't do
night.
anything. Yeah,
Mhm.
well, I mean, for a couple of days, I wasn't
Okay.
doing anything. I was at home.
That's probably they probably I'm analyzing this now. Now that I know that part of the background, that they think, oh, this woman has these things going on. We can
She ain't got
abduct
nothing going
her.
on for herself,
Nothing
right?
going on. We'll abduct her. She is in care. We'll take her because she's on these other
But
things that she does.
they forgot that the love I have for my children.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting, interesting. Well, more power to you because you number one, you're clean. Everyone has addictions, whether it's video games or Xbox.
Hmm.
There's all kinds of addictions that are out there, and but the fact that you now have cleaned yourself, I can tell that have more strength. Kudos for you for that. Number two,
Thank
you
you.
hold your own. You don't take any garbage from people. I know that just by talking to you for the short period,
Oh no, of
and
course not.
you don't, and you'll never allow yourself to be abducted again because of that experience.
I mean,
And
you would be surprised what God did for me when I was out there,
mhm,
when I would
I
give out of
believe you.
gas and
Hmm.
worried I had to walk, he would illuminate houses for me to say,
Hmm.
go to this house right here, you'll be fine, they'll
Hmm.
give you gas, but you go home. I could hear these little voices in my head, you know,
I
for
do
me to
believe you.
know that God is real. I
Yeah,
mean, how else
yeah.
will you explain that? Or a woman coming out of nowhere and giving me $20 plus filling my car up with gas for me to go home to my kids.
How beautiful that is, right?
Yeah,
You
that is so
know,
beautiful.
there are good people in the world. There are
Yes, they
people that
are.
are not good, just like negative ETs. We have people on Earth that are just out to destroy people, and
I mean,
you
I
know,
walked so many miles on my own in pure darkness, and thinking somebody's going to kill me or I'm going to get run over by a car. God, please
yeah,
look after me, walk with me,
yeah,
guide me. And that's
yeah.
what he did.
No, it's a great story. You started from an abduction experience. The thing is, with the ones that were in these tubes,
Hmm.
it's possible that they are hybrid children. Did they look like children or adults?
They look like I I couldn't
Do you
really
know?
tell. Maybe children, but
Okay,
not babies.
not
I
babies.
did.
Well, they
I,
could
I
be
feel like I
children.
did see something else in incubations, but I couldn't really see what it was in
But
there.
did it look like little boys and little girls that were in these tubes?
Yes.
Okay, that answers a lot of things there. So I have heard stories and I've watched documentaries on the abduction experience. And you'll see that in these documentaries, they have to make some images that can get close to the story. That there are little babies in these abductions in these tubes that are hooked up to some sort of a incubation thing, and then there are the ones you're mentioning with which were young, not babies, but children that were naked, that were probably being created through the DNA of humans that were taken. So these would eventually be not in tubes anymore. They'd be a hybrid children, or they'd be partly Zeta and partly human in my
Oh my
studies of
God.
this. And that's so probably once they completed whatever it was in the tube, the possibility is that these children you saw, these little girls and boys that were naked, were
Hmm.
being created into a hybrid being, so to speak.
Mm. So that
Possibly.
means they will have like powers and
Yes,
be like
they would have
human-wise.
human DNA and zeta reticuli DNA, because the zeta used to be human before they messed up their whole system. All the Zeta Reticuli planetary systems were once, in a sense, human. They became so advanced that they out advanced themselves, meaning they changed they actually went underground and were able to change their physical bodies because they became so more involved in technology. They forgot the emotions, the human experience that they were, and therefore their facial features became different, their eyes became bigger, their mouths
And that
became
actually
smaller.
don't, they can't function like a regular
They
human,
can't
right?
function. That's right.
So that
Yeah.
might explain a lot of things that's been going on in the world nowadays.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what they did.
I feel like
And
some people are walking around asleep, like I'm driving down the road and I'm beeping the horn at somebody that's like, they don't hear me.
mhm. And one of the people, my friends, Fat, says, "Do you think that the Zeta hybrids are living on here on Earth?" From all the stories I've read, documentaries I've seen on TV, and books I've read, it seems as if the Zeta hybrid children, in terms of what I understood in the last couple of years, I've watched these documentaries. According to
That
the
is not true, Shelley.
information, that they cannot, they are not living amongst us because I guess it's they're not able to, like when a woman sees her child that she was abducted and they had a child, she had the child with the Zeta. There have been documentaries where the woman said, "Could I, bring the child back to Earth?" And they said, "No, you can't. He can't come, or he should not cannot come." I don't understand why the Zeta won't let the child come and live on Earth. I don't know if it's because of our environment. I really don't know the answer to that. But
Well, they
but yeah,
probably
they're
couldn't function, you know, due
probably
to our
couldn't
environment.
function. They probably couldn't function, and it's really complicated. It's a complicated situation. But every document they've seen about the Zeta and women who or men who had, there's different stories with Zeta that the hybrid children are not able to be given back to the person they took and abducted and has that DNA from that person. For some reason, they're not able to do it. You know.
Can I ask you a quick question? Not changing the subject or anything like that, but do you
Mhm.
think uh, that alien forms are here with us now?
Well, there are no such thing as aliens, and I want to address one person,
Or
Shelley
what kind of
Walker 302.
species, different species?
Yeah, I just also want to address Shelley Walker. Encounters with ETs means you've encountered demons. Incorrect, Shelley. You're new to the show. That's coming from a religious perspective. If you encounter ETs, depending who you encounter, it could be a good experience or it could be a negative experience. An abduction would be lower vibrational ETs. When you get abducted, you're not being abducted by some demon. There's a thing called lower vibrational ETs, and then there's higher vibrational ETs, which are the Christed beings. They're spiritual. They're the opposite side of the coin. So that would be actually an incorrect statement, Shelley. When you say encounters with ETs or slash UFOs means you've encountered demons, that's not correct. But anyway, go ahead, Stardust.
Yes, I was just wondering that because I mean, I've been hearing a lot of different stories on, on different point of views of UFO encountering
Hmm.
uh, coming to Earth soon, or maybe they're
Yeah,
already here.
yeah. They already. The matter of fact, it's the multi-layered story. And I can talk about, I know a lot about what's happening. So for billions of years, I said in one of my shows, I've talked about this, maybe more than one show, that this planet is billions of years old. And in the
Hmm.
billions of years old of this planet Earth, anyone out there to think that only 2,000 years ago is when we had everything happening with the Roman Empire, with the things about Jesus walking around with his disciples, all that stuff, and the 3D religions or
Hmm.
whatever. That there's a lot of incorrect information, and
That is true.
so when you're taught about the Earth, we're all taught in history books, whether you go to a regular public school or whether you go to a religious school, that the Roman Empire is in our movies, Hollywood movie films. It's the Roman Empire, the Roman Empire, the Roman Empire. But that's not the truth. The truth is that because we're billions of years old, how could it be possible if one looks at our history that in school we're taught, whatever school it's religious or not religious, we're talked about 2,000 years ago there were all these things happen, Roman Empire, these different land masses where people lived. Then we
I'm
can
looking
talk
at the
about the
pyramids and things like that. There's no way
right.
possible
They
mankind
can
could have
be
created that.
right, and the whole thing with the amoebas and the we came from fish in the ocean, and we were now from the fish we became a physical ape or a monkey, and then from a monkey or ape we became this
No,
human being. You see, that's all misinformation
I
because if
think
you look
it.
at a planet, yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah. I believe this theory because I
hmm
believe that the human, well, we know we were created from a star or whatever, mass or whatever, the universe and all that, right? I mean, I saw
hmm
Lucy, the movie Lucy. That explains a lot of things to me. Yeah.
yeah. So
But
when you look
I do
when you
believe
look,
that there is a
yeah.
good alien out there that
Oh, there are
created
many.
us.
Well,
They
there's men.
created
Well,
us.
the aliens didn't. There's no aliens. That's
Well,
another
I
thing.
don't know. I don't mean to say aliens, but
Yeah, I know what you mean.
other
Yeah, yeah.
beings. Other beings.
So put it this way: when we look at the Creator God, so when I talk about ETs and UFOs and other ufologists who are spiritual, will talk about this. That the Creator, the indigenous tribes call it the Great One, the Creator. You can call it
Hmm.
God or Source, whatever you
Right. I
want to
call
call it.
it
It's the same
God.
thing.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
planet, every solar system, every galaxy. I've said this before. A multi-dimensional reality is created by one who is the source or God or the Creator.
A
Creates all
higher
this. The
power.
thing,
Yeah.
right? So, in a planet Earth, which is 8 billion plus years old, does anyone think that there wasn't advanced civilizations that were living here before us?
Oh yes, most definitely. I do know that.
Yeah, yeah, see?
Because I mean, how did it all get here? How do you
Right,
explain these pyramids and all these circle writings, you know, that appear out of nowhere? What
that's
about the
right.
ice wall? What's
Oh,
behind
the
the
ice
ice
wall
wall?
thing? Oh, yeah, I have an answer for that one too. So, really, in a sense, the ice wall thing was started on the internet. That's where the word ice wall happened on the internet.
Hmm.
So, when it took off as the ice wall, then everyone started calling it the ice wall. But in fact, there's really no wall. It's basically a made up name for something for Antarctica. Antarctica is Antarctica. Antarctica
Right.
has been around for a long, long time. And
A big
Antarctica,
block of ice. Right.
and you have bases there, scientific studies that going on with Russia and all these other countries. They all have scientists there that are studying Antarctica. But also in Antarctica, there's other parts of Antarctica where there are ancient ET structures,
Yes, I
pyramids that
saw
exist
that.
in Antarctica.
I saw the pyramids and the statues. They're kind of big. They're very, very big
Oh
and
yeah, they're
very
very big.
beautiful. And I'm like, please don't touch them. Leave them alone.
You know,
They're not
there's
here to bother
also
nobody.
there's also very advanced civilizations that live in various parts of Antarctica that all these world governments know about. There's no way they don't know about it.
Oh, of course
There's
they know.
ancient,
And they're just
they
hiding it
know,
from us.
yeah, yeah. Not only that, the ancient structures of the ancient civilizations that are there that are not inhabited are there, and also those that are living there in Antarctica have been there that are physically alive beings that are space people living on Earth. They've been there way longer than us, way longer than us.
And no, Carl, I'm not sensitive. I just have respect for other spectral lives.
Yeah, interesting, interesting. And welcome, Carol Spot. Welcome to the show. So this is where I get into all this subject matter that people won't, kind of not that they won't get into it, but if people are going to talk about this planet, we've got to talk about the history of the whole planet, which is 8 billion years of existence.
And not
And
only that,
Carol
the
Spot,
galaxy and what's out there,
yeah.
there's different forms of lives out there. I mean,
Carol Spot
you
just said,
talking about millions and billions of
yeah.
galaxies.
Carol Spot just wanted to say, no, that's not what I meant. She was just
Oh,
telling
okay.
you,
It's okay,
yeah,
Carl.
it's Carol Spot. So thank you, Carol. She was just asking if you're intuitive. Like, you know what an intuitive person is?
Yes.
She was asking if you are intuitive. Are you
Yes, I
intuitive?
am. Yes, I am.
See, Carol Spot, she is intuitive. Yep. And there's a lot of people that are. So it's good that you have that understanding as an intuitive person. I think that's great.
Yeah,
But
I just think the universe is a fascinating thing.
it is. It really is. The whole universe is. Well, Stardust, you've been a fantastic guest.
Thank you so much for
I'm glad you
having
found
me.
my show.
Me
I'm
too.
actually
And
following you.
I followed you back, and I appreciate you listening to me. And I hope I was making any sense at all.
You made plenty of sense.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you
Everyone,
so much for having me.
thank you so much. And you're a guest of the show. Now you have a lot of friends, over 200 friends here.
Oh, nice.
We're,
Awesome. I
yeah,
will
and
be,
we're
are
on
you still going to
here.
be on? I would like to listen to the remaining show.
Oh yeah, I'm on till 1 a.m. I do a 2 hour
Okay.
show.
Okay.
My show is on nightly. I might take a
You're
night
very
off
welcome.
to just I'm on, like, I've been on for 3.5 years. I do take a night off once in a while. If you don't see me, people freak out and say, "What happened to me?" As a human being, I need to take a break sometimes from broadcasting because I need to re-energize my stuff here. But
Oh yeah, I don't
thank
blame
you.
you for that. We all do. I slept for like 3 days straight, man, the other day
Yeah, I
from
believe it.
just talking to people. I was like, I need to
Yeah. Well, we're on here.
energize.
We're on here at 11 o'clock at night. We do our regular encounters spiritual UFO talk show Sunday through Friday. Saturday night's different. Saturday night I talk about the positive things that are coming. I have an interaction with my space family on here, which I did last night, and you'll like that part of the show. That's Saturdays at 11
One more
Eastern.
question before you go. Do
Yeah.
you think that the good ones will come and try to stay the human race?
Uh, I'm in touch with the good ones. They're called the Ashtar Command, which represents the very positive Christed beings of light. They are the good
Those are the
ones. They
tall
come from.
ones, right?
Uh, they are taller. They're usually between anywhere from 8 to
9 feet.
10 feet tall. They're
Okay.
human like us. They're human, very human. They have children.
Yes.
They have families. They're just like us. They're spiritually more advanced, and they are Christed beings or Christed people of light. Not in the sense that we use it on earth. They have nothing to do with religion. They're just the true nature of a Christed being is one that comes in very high frequency, in harmony and
Hmm.
peace. That's what
Right.
a Christed being of light is. It has nothing to
Right.
do with 3D religion, you know.
Right.
But they are here, and they've been here
Good.
among us for a lot of years.
Because we're gonna need them.
Yeah. Oh, they're here, but they're not here to save us. They're here to help us remember who we are. We are
Right.
part of an intergalactic grouping of many, many planetary systems of light, and we are part of them, and they are part of us. But we've forgotten the fact that we are connected, and they're coming
Right.
back to help us remember.
And that's why
Yeah.
maybe all this shifting is going on.
Well, there's a lot of shifting going on. There's a lot of stuff going down. You would think living on this planet, everybody, that the world is like falling apart, but it's not falling apart. It's just that the last vestiges of the lower vibrational things that are happening to people around the world, that's going to eventually transform and end. And so you just have to realize that there are people that are living amongst us that are space beings that look just like us. They came years ago on the planet in the 1950s and 60s. That's when some of them came off the ships. But the biggest factor is that many of the space people, in terms of contact, you're probably looking now in the timeline on Earth within the next 5 years, but the contacts are happening individually right now. The mass
Right.
contact is going to be building, it's all building up to a specific year. On Earth, we look at things by year, everybody. We don't look at things the space people don't look at things by years. They look at things by vibration. For them, a vibration of a planet will tell them if they're ready for contact. Our
Okay.
planet has mixed vibrations right now. We still have the negative vibrations and the positive vibrations.
Right. There's
But
a
in
lot of
the end,
negativity.
oh yeah, but the positive vibrations are winning. As much as it doesn't seem like that, it is going to change. I know it seems
But
kind of like,
that gives me a lot of hope for you
yeah,
telling me that.
it's changing.
I really appreciate your information.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I try to be accurate with my information, but I see the energy shifting quite a bit here. You
Hmm.
know,
I do too. And
good, good, good. Hey,
I
Stardust,
have an
thank you.
autistic grandson. I
You
have
do,
an autistic grandson, and he's been drawing like these images, of space, and he keeps pointing up, and he says, "They're coming, Grandma. They're coming."
yeah. The little one, the kids know. The kids know it's
Yeah.
happening. He's also the terminology of indigo child. An indigo
Yes.
child is a child from the stars. An indigo child, no matter what their physical thing is or what they're going through, autistic or what have you, they have knowledge. They come here with the knowledge. And when he says, "Grandma, they're coming," write those words down. They're coming. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I believe him. I believe him,
the
especially the
child knows.
drawings
The
he's
kid
been drawing.
knows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you again for having me on your talk show. I appreciate it. Appreciate you listening
Yeah,
to me ramping.
and usually my shows are on YouTube, but right, I'm having some technical problems with I filled up too much of my space. I'm going to be getting a thing to hook up so I can transfer my shows on YouTube again. Anyway, thanks
Oh, that'd be
again.
nice. Thank you.
Yes, yep, I appreciate you, Stardust. What a great
And I
name. We're going to
appreciate
bring
you
you
too.
down.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
sister. You're welcome. What a great, great person that is, Stardust. I mean, a great way to start tonight out on a Sunday evening. I'm so happy that she came on and shared her story, especially and she had very detailed information about the Zeta that took her, what they did to her. Infinity 777. Hey, Commander, is our star family responsible for us going through an awakening? Yes, our star family has something to do with it, but the ultimate thing is that we as individuals, myself, you, and others, we are awakening ourselves through meditation, through questioning, through breaking through things that we've been told to be true. Um, you know, so it's really that it goes in a two-way level. Everybody that stars people are helping us awaken, and when we connect with them, we start really awakening because now we're in communications with them on a telepathic level, on a human level. Sometimes if you're being visited by these star people, which are the good ones, and I have known many people over 3.5 years that have physical visitations, and some of which have had multiple times them coming back to their homes and communicating with the human being. Other times, some of the people that I've had that are contactees have been taken on the spaceship. I know numerous people I've interviewed that have been physically taken on a positive extraterrestrial spaceship. Beings that look like us, the opposite of the Zeta, opposite of the reptilian. These people are being communicated with. Hey, Marlo, good to see you. And so this is the kind of thing, if you're new to the show, you'll be addicted to the show. Speaking of addictions, this will be an addictive show. Cow spot. Let's see. Why are people taken? Well, let's me. Hey there, paranormal. So let me answer that question. If they are abducted, that's different. Those are lower vibrational ETs, Carol. What their purpose is to integrate their DNA, the human DNA, with their DNA to create a hybrid being, which is partly human, partly Zeta. If they are being taken, and not just taken, if someone is a higher vibrational space being that's human, like us, uh, they are invited to go on a spaceship. They are taken onto the ship, and they are actually communicating with people from a world in which they were from before they came to Earth. A lot of people don't remember, who are contactees, that they came from another planet, that they came here for a purpose. But a lot of you have come here who were not abducted, have come here for a purpose way greater than what you know. And so there's a difference between being taken as an abductee and being invited as a contactee. The contactee stories that I've read over the years and people I've interviewed, they have a very positive, beautiful experience. The abductee, just like Stardust stated, had a very negative experience, but she got out of it by fighting them, and they basically sent her back to Earth. She got the implant taken out, and she hadn't any problems, which is a good thing. A lot of times the implants are used, folks, to monitor the whereabouts of the person they abducted. If the implants are taken out, they cannot monitor or find out where the person is anymore. Once the implants are taken out of the body, the Zeta, for example, have no way of locating that person. The implant was the only connection they had to getting it. Although they did come and get the person before they implanted them, so they did know where they were. But once the person is protected or protects themselves, they cannot be taken again. It's like a tracking system, yeah. Um, I'm not sure that you have an implant in Trinity. I'm not sure, but you can stop them from finding you just by just saying, I will no longer allow you to abduct me or find me. I'm a Christed being of light. Now, when I use that word, Christed being of light, folks, on a cosmic level, not on a 3D level, it's powerful. So if you say to yourself, I'm a Christed being of light, you're not allowed to come into my physical home and take me and abduct me, whether it be reptilian or whether it be Zeta, whatever it might be. You have the power to stop that. Once you use your power to stop that, they will stop coming to you. You have to tell them, hands off policy, leave me alone. I'm not going to let you do it. You can no longer try to abduct me or do what you're doing. The Christed being of light thing is very powerful. Terry says, Terry B8412, they entered my room when I was around 8. I realized they were afraid of me. Um, See, that's the thing, you know. When they realize that you are strong enough to, in your energy field, to counter them, and they became afraid of you, they can't do anything, you know. Let's see. Athrella says, I had a series of odd dreams when I was in 8th grade. What do you think that's from? Let me bring you up and let's talk about that. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Come on up. You'll be our second guest. I want to hear the story about the dreams. It's always good to have a nice verbal conversation with a person to understand instead of a sentence what the dreams were about. You know, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Etherel or Rel. Come on up. There's a guest button to press, and you can come up as a guest on the show, just like Stardust, if you can. Teresa says, question please. Would it be better to see someone to help with meditating or books? Um, for meditating, I would suggest again, there are, I mean, if you wanted to, you can do meditation on your own. One of the things I would suggest is use higher vibrational music. Make sure you have a room that's a space in your home where you can just be by yourself. Make sure you have some higher vibrational frequency crystals in that room, selenite, amethyst, Lemurian crystals, things like that. And what I would do is make sure the room is bright, has a bright feel, energy to it. And I would say use higher dimensional music or higher frequency spiritual music, which is available to you either through the YouTube channel or even through the Alexa app. You can also find the music and spend maybe 30 minutes a day focused on the meditation and have a purpose for the meditation. Because I do classes where I've taught people in terms of meditation. We use our meditation to go off planet. But if you do those few things, that'll help. I had someone, Carol Spot says, I had someone in my room watching me as a child, and I have special quantities. Interesting. Carol, I want to bring you up here if I can. Wait a minute. Carol, I'd like to bring you up as a guest. Please come up. I'd love to talk to you here instead of looking at your senses. I know this is going to be a nice interview here.
Okay, I'm here.
Hey, Carol. Welcome to the
Hi.
show. Glad to have
Hi.
you. Glad you found us. We're on here for 3.5 years. We're one of the few things on TikTok which is a spiritual UFO talk show. And my name is CmdrAleon. I'm the host of the show. So welcome.
Hi. Hi, thank you.
Yeah, we're glad to have you with us. So tell us about when you were a kid, and tell us what the experiences that you had.
Oh boy, a whole lifetime. Um, since I was a baby, I had a man in my room. He was very, very large, and I knew it was a man, but I couldn't see his face. I know I would sometimes, it was every night, I would sometimes pretend that I was asleep to see if he was going to walk towards me. And when I would pretend, he would start walking towards me. And then I would start screaming, and then my parents would come in the room. And this is my entire childhood every night. And
Now, this tall man, what did he look like? Was he wearing an outfit of some sort?
I can only see him as a shadow. I couldn't tell what he looked like. But I know one night, my mother, she ran in the room like every night. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was just watching, and he moved across, and he was right behind her. And I said, Mother, he's behind you. And
Mm.
she said, I'm never coming in this room again. And that was it.
Your mother said that, correct?
Yes.
So
Can you hear me
she,
okay?
oh yeah, I hear you very well. I'm trying to analyze your
Okay.
stories. So they're
No,
very
good, good.
interesting, you know?
Yeah.
And
It,
go ahead.
no, no, it wasn't fun.
So did you get the feeling the shadow figure was not from, well, obviously, again, we don't know where they were from, but I've heard
Right.
of extraterrestrials that are shadow figures and they don't physically manifest into their physical form enough to have you see them, but enough that they would create a shadow, which is, if you're a human, you're outside somewhere, we all have a shadow, right? Like we're walking somewhere, we might have a
Right.
shadow. So the shadow figure is obviously a physical being. And you say, was the shadow figure tall?
Very tall.
Very tall. How tall do you say the shadow figure was?
I don't know. My brother's 6'5", and
Hmm.
he was really
Wow.
big, bigger than like a closet, bigger, larger. He was just right up
Wow.
there.
So he could
Yeah.
be like 8 or 9 feet tall, correct?
I don't know. Well, 8 because ceilings go up to 8 feet, so
8 feet. So he's
right
at least
there,
8 feet tall.
or
Interesting.
7 something. Yeah, so up
All
there.
right. Say between 7 and 8. That's kind of tall, and there are very few, but there are human beings that are 7 feet tall. Not a lot that we know
Yeah.
of, but so so this being, did you sense that? Did he try to communicate with you or anything?
No, he just watched me, and if he thought I was asleep, he'd walk towards me. And
Interesting.
it was since I was a baby, I remember,
Hmm.
and it was horrible. But I have something special about me that most people don't have too.
And
So,
tell us what that is.
oh, I can feel energy, and um, it doesn't even have to be in my house. I can feel energy if, as soon as someone is in my yard, I
Hmm.
know someone's there, and something just says, open the door. I do. And it scares me every time. And all of a sudden, someone's standing there, and it's like I scream, and things like that happen a lot. But it's more even
Interesting.
than that. I know what people are thinking, and it's like bizarre, but I'm always right. I sometimes know what people are doing in other places, and I'm right there, and I can watch them do it, and I see
Hmm.
every little detail, and then I tell them, and then they want to know, oh my God, tell me all the details, and go, yes, that's true. And so I have and there's much more to it, but
Hmm.
that's why I was asking about the other lady, because I mean, could we be hybrids? I mean, what are we? Because
Well, an intuitive, you're an intuitive person doesn't mean you're a hybrid. You can be
no, no, no,
intuitive,
I know.
you know. So I will give you, I mean, I've had a lot of time in my years of all this subject matter to talk about it. An intuitive is a very special thing. If you're intuitive, you can have those abilities. A lot of it has to do with the fact that it's not just a human trait, but is something that is gifted to you when you came here as a human being. So, for example, just by saying you're intuitive, because I've studied the subject, I would say that
Mm,
you're a star seed. A star seed is somebody that came here with certain abilities that were given to them coming to Earth. So people that are intuitive, they might not say, some of them might say, oh, I'm intuitive because I'm a star seed and I came here from somewhere else. Now, I don't know off planet where you came
what
from,
is a
but
star
just
seed?
what's a
A
star
star?
seed?
Uh-huh. Yes,
A star
please.
seed is somebody that is not so much seated here, but before you came to Earth, you had another life before Earth, which is off planet somewhere in the universe or whatever on another planet. And you came from a place that was a spiritual planet where the men and women have all these abilities. And
Yeah.
sometimes when you're born on Earth, you're not so much, we use the word star seed. It just means in definition that you're truly a spiritual being of light that is having a human experience. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure because when I use the definition, I don't assume you know what anybody knows what I mean in terms of the
Uh,
word starseed. But
yes.
that means, but the fact that you're intuitive is one of those things. So, for example, people that are psychic, they might not say it, but to have psychic abilities that are innate in a human being, in some cases, a psychic that is a star seed will say, "Well, I'm psychic. When I was a star, when I came from the stars, I had all these abilities." So we're given some of the abilities when we come to Earth. We don't always know why, but that's one of them. Being an intuitive person allows you to realize that you are actually a star seed. So you have a purpose here. The fact that you can tune into what truth is and what you can read what people are doing is that's part of your elevated consciousness. And your elevated consciousness allows you to have that ability. So, like when you see things, have you had experiences since that tall shadow being? I have the feeling, I mean, I can't prove anything. I'm not here to prove anything, but I have a feeling you've had other experiences.
Yes.
Can you tell us
Can I
about
see
them?
spirits? Yes.
Well, not so much the spirits, because I don't get into the paranormal. Have you had any experiences with other beings that are physical in form that have visited, or you know that they were there?
Um, yes, when a friend of mine died, he just, when he died exactly that time, he came to me and he said, I'm passing, but I wanted to say goodbye. And we had a conversation, and it was beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
then he left. I mean, there's a lot more involved, but I don't want to bore you all. But yeah, yeah, I have a lot of things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And but you know what? All my life, I've hid it. I don't talk to people about it. I'm just now
Mm-hmm.
coming out.
Now, this is interesting because I'm telepathic. My space connections are telling me, with your ability as an intuitive, if you wanted to connect with, I don't know who your space family is, but if you test this. I'm actually gonna provide you with something. I'd like to see if you do it. You don't have to do it. I'd say
Okay, I
before
have
you
to.
you go to sleep or any time in a quiet space, uh, use some ambient meditation music, space music, and when you do that, just say that you want to connect with your space family, Christed space family, because I do believe you have one out there beyond Earth. Because you're an intuitive, I think that you'll have a better um, time actually finding them and communicating. I think you have a gift that was given to you. And I really do feel that if you do some meditation and start calling out to your star family internally through consciousness, I'd love to see what happens. I think you'll have contact,
Okay, I'll do it.
which is all good. It's a positive thing. It's up to
Oh,
you though.
can I tell you a story?
Oh,
Is it
your
on?
audio's gone. What happened to your voice?
Oh, can you hear me? It was my
Yeah, I didn't hear
finger.
anything you
Oh,
said.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. What happened to me one time is that because I'm intuitive, I'm alive. And literally,
Hmm.
what I had happen was I went somewhere, was invited to dinner with my sister, of course, which is a very evil person. And I think she had bad intentions. And
Yeah.
this guy, I walked into his house because I feel people and I know what they're thinking. And it's something said, just run and run now. And
Yeah.
so I said, I have to go. I have to go. And I said, I have a stomach ache. I have a problem and I have to go. So I ran. I got out of there. The next morning, oh my God, I read that he had unalived 6 people.
Oh my God.
I know. And if
But
I didn't, who I wasn't this way, that would have been me.
because of your abilities, you were able to see what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, thank God you're still here.
Thank
Really.
you.
Yeah,
I'm
really.
glad. I'm
I'm glad
happy.
too. I think
Yeah,
we're all glad.
I am just so happy to be alive. You have
Hmm.
no idea. And when
Wow.
people think they aren't and don't want to be, I can't imagine because it's so beautiful. But I
Hmm.
also know that the other side is beautiful because I've been introduced to it also, and
Hmm.
through an NDE. You know what I mean? NDE?
Yeah,
Near.
and you're talking about the near-death experience.
Yes, I didn't know if I could
Yeah.
say it.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I've
you can
had
say
that
that. Yeah.
too, and the other side has come to me. I've had so many experiences that I've never told anyone, and only a few people know because they were there at the moment. And yeah,
Yeah.
anyway.
See, you definitely. I'm reading your energy, and that's a good thing. I have the ability because I'm a star seed. You have
Oh,
the ability to communicate with your space family. I don't know, like I said, I'm not going to presume to know who they are. I'm honest about that. But
yeah.
if you do the meditation and use higher dimensional meditation music
Oh,
and do it on a regular basis, just like if you were jogging in the morning or going to the gym to do the treadmill, I'd love to
yes.
see what happens here. I think you can make contact. You
I
have to
want
use
to.
the word,
Go ahead.
you want to use the word always, Christed Star Family, always Christed Star Family.
Christed,
This
life
is
in Christ.
like in Christ, but not in the 3D
Yes.
terminology. That's all religious based. When I say Christed Star Family, that is the essence of energy beacon to go into space and consciousness, where you'll be able to eventually contact your star family, and they will actually come back to you and communicate through your consciousness at some point. And I want to know when that happens. I want to have you come back to tell us what happened.
I will. And I have one other question.
Yeah.
I told you I have just different abilities that other people don't, but um, if I get too, like, my energy is too high right now, I can feel it. It's like
Hmm.
I'm shaking, but if my energy is too high, I have to keep it way down. And so I have control over my mind, thoughts, and feelings. Because if I don't, I blow out things
You blow
electrically.
out
Have you ever
things.
heard of that?
Really? Okay,
Yeah, have
so
you ever
this is
heard of that?
interesting. So not only are you intuitive, but when you're operating in a high vibration beyond the
Yeah.
vibration of this earth, you blow out things, correct?
I blow out electrical things. I blow out vacuum cleaners, and I can't afford to. And TVs. Oh my God, the
TV
things I
sets?
blow out. Huh? What?
You blow out TV sets?
Yes, I have, and I blow out vacuums, and I can't tell you how many of those two things I have in my garage. And so I have to be
Wow.
very careful with my energy because
Hmm.
my energy can do things, and I'm very careful when I'm with people with my energy.
Hmm.
I send nothing
Hmm.
but love, because I don't, you
Yeah.
can't have judgment, and you can't be critical of other people and their
Yeah.
experiences. So I'm really careful with everything. But yeah, have you ever heard of that?
I
Because
have heard a little bit of it. So I had this is a great thing you expressed. So when you're doing the meditation, stay at the high vibrational frequencies. You could control
oh
that. But when you're the high vibration is really important. The fact that you're at a high vibrational pattern in your physical body and your consciousness, that is
yeah,
the time to do the meditation. That is the time to use I'm a Christed being of light on earth. I wish to connect with my Christed star family in outer space, and do it just like you're on a treadmill every morning. And if you do that, eventually you're going to make contact.
does that mean I'm a hybrid?
You're not a hybrid, no. A hybrid is one that has had DNA like Stardust. Well, not Stardust, but she didn't have that happen to her. But people that have been abducted, women and men who had DNA taken from their bodies, who interbred, they were interbreeding with the Zeta, they would be kind of hybrid. You're not a hybrid. You're definitely someone who physically came here without memory of where you came from. The fact that you have that energy level of frequency that you can blow out TV sets and vacuum cleaners, which is because of your spiritual energy, it's very powerful. Your energy is very strong. You're
Yeah.
basically a star. You're a star seed. You're a person that came from the
Oh,
stars, and so I'm glad you're here. So I have a lot of knowledge here, and
I'm
I can
glad.
yeah, I have a lot of knowledge.
I'm
So
so
if you
glad.
follow some of my
Oh,
suggestions, you'll be able to make contact with your star family. I don't know how quickly it'll be. I can't predict that, but I can
yeah.
tell you that I do believe that you can make contact because of your abilities.
I need to know who I am. I have
Yeah.
one other thing which is bizarre about my life. My ex-husband is an actor. Okay,
Hmm.
and all his life, he just wanted to be the star everywhere. But everywhere we went, and we've been with a lot of, famous people and blah blah blah, and I have too. But every place I go, I'm the one. Everyone would draw to. And I'm the one that wanted to be invisible. It's like, everyone don't see me. I just want to be
Right.
in the room. I don't want you to know who I am. And
Hmm.
yet I've had very famous people drawn to me and then ask me, including Rush, Alex with Rush. He asked me to come listen to him one night. Well, I didn't know who he was. And I said, no, thank you. He asked me for a whole week before. He
Oh
said,
my
what will it
gosh.
take? He said, what will it take for you to come and listen to me play? And I said, okay, take me out to dinner, because my father's joke was, make him take you out to dinner
I
first.
think I take
It
out
was,
to dinner.
yeah,
So what
him,
other?
Mike with, anyway, different people that just, they, for some reason, if I'm in a room, they come to me and I don't know why.
So can you
I,
name? I mean, just for the sake of your abilities, what
yeah.
kind of famous people have been drawn to you from
Um,
your
oh, Mike with Alice Cooper.
Mike with Alice
Alice,
Cooper? Okay.
have you heard of Alice
Wow.
Cooper?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Alice.
okay.
I used to listen to his music all the time.
Oh, I never do, but um, no, when I was 15 years old, they used to
Hmm.
follow me around in Encanto Park, and it's like guys with all these balloons and everything. They'd follow me where I would go, and I've never had to go to a show where I had to pay for it. I
Oh,
just, well,
cool.
who else? My ex-husband's an actor, so he's a famous person. He was in the movie The Family That Prays. He was in that movie. He's been in a lot of things. I sat with Lana Turner. That was a big moment. And oh my God, when I sat with Lana Turner, I was only 16, and I wanted to tell
Hmm.
her husband was a bad guy and he was going to hurt her. And I didn't know what to say to her, because, and she and I were sitting next to each other and
Yeah.
everything. And what do you do? What do you tell a person when you can't, and it turns out he did. He robbed her of her money and her fame and everything. And what he was her, what do you call it when a guy represents you? It was my husband's
Oh, like an agent for the
an
actor.
agent. It was my ex-husband's agent, and it was her agent. And it turned out it was in the newspaper. Should I have said something,
Hmm. Hmm.
And this is an odd story,
Interesting.
isn't it?
You are another fascinating person here. I must admit,
Thank you.
you're amazing. The fact that you
Thank
found
you.
I know you're new to the show. I've been
Yeah.
doing radio for since the ninth. Well, I started in college doing radio and learning from Pacifica Radio, which is a big network of non-commercial stations in the United States. And then I've been on NPR Pacifica Radio for over 20 years, and now I'm really laser focused on my show here, which is Encounters. And I got on here, thank goodness, 3.5 years ago. I was told about TikTok. So I said, let me see what's happening with this TikTok. And I'm glad I came here. I've done this show for 3.5 years. I'm on YouTube. My shows usually go there. They're temporarily not going there. I'm having technical problems, but I've been doing this stuff for a long time. And so I'm well known in the community. I know a lot of the people in the UFO community over the years.
You're
So this
good.
is the yeah. I know what I'm talking about. Versus you'll find people just talking about UFOs and yelling and screaming at each other. I do a talk show where I don't allow that to happen here.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
really good.
So
Thank you. I'm really glad that I met you and I came on. I was shy about coming on. I'm a very private person, but oh, and you want to know one other person? I
yeah.
met the guy from Cats, this good looking, long haired, dark haired guy. And he came up to me and he kissed me. And I said, why did you do that? And he said, because I watched you in the room. And he said, I watched your beauty. And he said, I watched the way people treat you. And no matter what, you smile. So you want to know
Yeah.
how many people. Okay. And there's more, but I'll stop.
I mean, and have you met any people, like any presidents or people that were in that level, or just mostly the actors and actresses?
No, only, oh, well, yeah, FBI. I knew the entire FBI because they
The
train here
entire
in Castle.
FBI.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
no, they trained here in Prescott, and I was a waitress at the Point Resort, and
Hmm.
that's where I've met people. And so we would go out to dinner, but they had a boss, and what do you call it? The guy in not the White House, but the
The director of the FBI or
yeah, the guy in charge.
what in charge? Yeah.
He, yeah. So when they were here, he asked me out to dinner, so we went out to dinner.
Oh, interesting.
I
And
know.
what president was president when you had that happen?
Okay, this was around 1982.
1982.
Was it? Uh-huh.
Reagan. Reagan was president, wasn't it? Reagan.
Was it Reagan?
Reagan
I can't
president in
remember.
1982. Now I'm
I
trying to
can't
remember.
remember. But he would call me, and so he was married. He didn't
Yeah,
come on to
it was
me.
Reagan.
He didn't come
Yeah.
on to me. He was just a good guy, and yeah,
Yeah.
I've had, yeah.
Wow,
I don't,
you're amazing. We're gonna have to have you on again here.
I've had
Um,
quite a life that you would not even believe, and I had the Plaza 3, which is the main modeling agency in Arizona. They came
yeah.
to me. They came up to me, and well, of course, I hung around very famous people also in
Hmm.
Arizona, and they came up to me and said, "I want you to be one of our girls. We want to hire you out to do commercials and all." And that's what they did. I did television commercials. I did a movie,
Oh
and of
wow.
course,
So let
when
me
I
slow
did,
you down a bit. So you did a movie. Is it a movie that we'd all know?
oh my God, what was it called? Hold on, I was so young. Highway to Hell. I
Highway
was
to Hell
Marie.
sounds.
Highway to Hell. I
Yeah.
was Marie Antoinette, and what I didn't like, and this didn't happen to anyone else there, of course. I walked out, and all these news people were out there with their microphones, and they were, oh my God, and they were surrounding me, asking me questions, and I said, I'm no one. I'm no one. And it's like, get away, please, go away. Yes, you're someone. People would always say, you're someone.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
no
Yeah.
one.
Hmm.
And I couldn't get them off me. It was terrible. I know, wouldn't people love that? But I don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you
oh,
are
you,
you're amazing. You're an amazing person. So
no, I'm
with all
not.
these
I'm
Hollywood,
boring.
all these no, I don't think you're boring. Are you kidding me? You're far from being boring. So all these Hollywood people, did you ever meet people in your time? I'll throw out some names: Brad Pitt or any of these people.
No.
No, okay. So in your time, younger years, say what 60s, 70s, maybe how about Charlton Heston?
No. I really
Okay.
didn't meet other actors except for Fiddler on the Roof from Broadway.
Yeah, yeah,
That,
yeah. Zero Mostel?
I went to the main guy, he and the female that played in Fiddler on the Roof, they were in Arizona at a party, and I was at the
Mm-hmm.
party, and it was a party with other people also that were in the field. And
Mm.
what did they do to me? Oh my God. I was talking to this woman and I just told her, I said, she was talking about, being on stage and everything. And do you like things like that or singing? And I said, no. I said, I just want to be the person in the room that's left alone that no one notices. So what did
Right.
she do to me? All of a
Uh,
sudden, I didn't know what she was planning. She went ahead and grabbed my arm, so did he. They're on both sides of me, and they started singing their song from Fiddler on the Roof. I didn't know there was a microphone there, and they
oh
wouldn't
boy.
let go of me, and they embarrassed and humiliated
Oh my
me.
gosh.
It was horrible.
Yeah, see.
Anyone else
Yeah,
would
yeah.
love it, but not me. Uh,
So yeah, I'm very interested. Like on Saturday nights, when you join us Saturday, if you join us Saturday night at 11, we have a thing called Encounter Show as Star Command Communicates. And I have direct communications. I've had it before I had the thing with space people, positive space people. And if you want to
huh?
learn more, I mean, I can tune into where you're from myself, which I can do. But I'll also bring on my space people Saturday night.
How do
And I
how do I find you on Saturday night at 11?
at 11 right here. It's now 12:54. I'm on the East Coast. Where are you located?
Arizona.
Yeah, so Arizona, 11 o'clock here would be 10 Central. It'd be 9 o'clock, I
Oh,
think, in
yeah,
I think you're
9,
2
10,
hours
11,
behind
12.
me. Yeah,
No.
you're 2 hours behind me, I think, in Arizona.
Where are you?
And we're in Connecticut. So
Okay.
Florida, Arizona is 3 hours behind us. So it'd be 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 p.m. It's 3 hours behind. Okay. So it's 8 o'clock in Arizona, 11 p.m. Eastern, Saturday night. If you come on at 8 o'clock, I'll be on here at
Wait,
11 o'clock. So you're 3 hours behind me.
8 o'clock here?
8 o'clock with your time zone is when you should go. Saturday night at 8 o'clock, I'll be on here.
Do I look for encounters or not?
Oh, yeah, you'll find encounters. You'll see me on popping up on the TikTok screen. And just press when you see me live, just press and come in. I'm also following you
Okay.
as a friend of the show. So I'm now
Can
following
you
you.
remind
Just
me? Would that be okay?
I don't know how I can remind you,
I'm not good
except
with all
that
this stuff.
oh, you're not good with all this stuff. Just follow
No.
me back. There's a thing follow button. Just follow my profile, then you'll
How
know
did I
when I'm
get
on.
your follow? Didn't I? I can't see the follow right now.
Okay, if you hit it, then you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll look for
Did
you
you
then.
know? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's on your notification. Just click on your notification, and you probably follow me. Um, Interesting. Did you know Ben
Okay.
Stiller, the actor?
No. Uh-uh.
Okay. Well, that's okay. We're gonna, Saturday night. We're gonna,
I'd
I'm
like
getting an
to.
idea. I'm gonna actually tune into your energy. I'm already tuned in. I'm gonna meditate on where you come
Okay.
from.
Okay.
But I'll give you my interpretations. And Saturday night, I'll bring my space family on here, and they'll communicate with you.
I'll think of you at the same time, and then we'll put our energy together.
Cal Spot, I appreciate you. You're a beautiful,
You too.
beautiful person. You're a great
Thank you.
guest, and I thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Well,
Have a good
everyone.
night.
Oh man, thank you, Carol. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're all right. We're gonna bring her down and see. This is what it's all about. Let me see here. And this is like when my regular show's on. I'm gonna show a video of a spaceship. I've got to show this video, and we're gonna show you a video that was taken in July, late July, I think it was, of a spaceship. Give me a second here. You're watching Encounters, a late night spiritual UFO talk show. We hit 100 and 3,200. We've had 2,600 people watch the show since I came on tonight. Thank you for the 2,600. And please follow me. If you're not following me in notifications, just follow me and you'll be able to do that. I'm going to show you a spaceship. Give me a chance to get here. Where is the thing here? Hold on a minute. Let's see. Ah, here it is. I got it right here. So we're going to show you this thing. Check this out. We're going to show you a spaceship, everybody. And the train's going by. Give me a second here. It's probably the freight train. Yeah, that's the freight train. We have the freight train at this time of night and then the regular trains earlier. A lot of freight. Check this out. This is going to be cool. This is such a great video. Hold on. Okay, we're going to show it to you right now. Check this out. This is a really good video. See if I can show it to you again. Let show repeat itself. Here we go. All right. Let me get back to the screen here. Okay. That video was recorded. Let me see if I can go back to it here. Hold on a minute. That video was recorded July 19th, Denver, Colorado, downtown Denver, orange orb recorded by this person. And that was, and they zoomed in on it. They zoomed in on the orb. It was a golden orb, and it was pretty amazing. So yeah. Well, it's 1 o'clock. I'd like to say that this show will be on YouTube, but right now I've used so much space up on my my iPad that I can't transfer my TikTok to YouTube. So I'm going to be getting a thing on Amazon. And let's see here, Jersey for Life. What is the name of that thing called? A flash drive. Okay, thanks. I don't see your. Yeah, that's weird. I sent Infinity. I sent you something. It didn't show up on your thing. I don't know why, and I am following you, so that's kind of weird. I will send you a message again in the morning, and I'll see if you get it. That's kind of weird. All right. Hey, everybody. I want to thank you all for being here. You've been a great audience. We're here usually nightly. I might take a night off once in a while. And then Saturday night is our Ashtar Command Communicates night on Encounters. You'll be able to ask questions of my space family off planet. And yeah, so tomorrow's another show. We had some great interviews tonight. I want to thank all the people for being here. Thank you for just following us here. If you're not following us, go to my profile and just press the follow button and the like button there too. Hey, everybody, have a good night. Take care. Be well.